Hi again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Pokemon trading card game video. And in this video, this marks round 4 of the unofficial tournament at Lincoln, Nebraska. On our left, we have Todd, who I featured in a previous video with his VirGen Genesect deck. And on our right, we have Michael, who I featured in many previous videos, tournament related and not, running a Hammertime deck. And this match is particularly fun because this is the match that determines who wins the tournament overall. These are the last 2 players to go undefeated at this point. They are both 3-0. So at this point, we need to figure out, well, who wins? Who's going to win the tournament? One of these players will come out 4-0 and win first place, and the other player will come out 3-1 and get either second, third, or fourth, depending on what the win-to-loss ratios are of his opponent. So, there's a very good chance that whoever loses here comes in second or third or fourth. Regardless, you win packs or something. But the winner, you get bragging rights, and that is most important. Anyway, so what we have here is Michael playing on his phone, passing the time waiting for time to start. And Todd is just, well, now they finally get to start drawing their decks. Let's see what Michael got. I actually played against Michael as well. That was my one loss of the day, so anyway, I didn't ever get to play against Todd myself. Todd, again, mulligans. And Michael does too. So usually when you mulligan, your opponent gets an extra card when the game starts. However, if both of you mulligan, neither of you gets an extra card. You just start over as if nothing ever happened to begin with. Just shuffle a little extra to make sure that there's a chance of getting a basic this time. So that's an awesome playmat on Michael's side. I never did get a playmat on my own. I really want to get a Helioptile playmat, and if anyone can tell me where I can get one, then please do. I know I can make a custom one, but you know, if there's one pre-made, then I'll take it. I doubt it because Helioptile's no one's favorite but mine. Anyway, Michael mulliganed again. But Todd there got a Pikachu, and I saw a Jirachi EX in his hand as well. And I'm very glad that he didn't only have the Jirachi and no Pikachu. Starting out with a Jirachi EX is everyone's worst nightmare. I think the only thing worse is if you're playing Empoleon and you start out with an Execute. And sorry if the prize cards are a little out of frame. I was just unable to get a very good angle on this camera. So anyway, Michael starts out with a Darkrai EX. Those are his prizes. Todd will get an extra card at the beginning of the game. And I believe Michael is going to start. Yep. He has an in. If I were him, I'd play that. No reason not to. It will put Todd down to 6, and it'll give him another fresh 6. Todd did start out with the Pikachu, like I said. I'm very glad that the glare didn't completely ruin what it looks like. It looks like flipped heads on the Hypnotoxic Laser, so now Pikachu is asleep and poisoned. So, if he could start, if he could attack on his first turn, he could go for a Sableye, Muscle Band, and Virbank, and he would win right here, as amazing as that sounds. As it is, there is a Dark Patch onto Sableye, Bicycle for another 1. There's another Dark Patch, but I don't think he has any Darkness Energy. Oh, he does. He just wants to get the Darkrai on the bench first. He's going very fast. He's very experienced. He knows exactly what he wants to do. There's a Trubbish. And pass. So we see a 1 to mark the poison and flips heads. So thank God he can retreat now if he needs to. If he wants to, and I guarantee he will want to. He has an Ultra Ball. He's going to play the Ultra Ball, get rid of a Level Ball and Muscle Band. The Level Ball is probably only in there for Raichu, and Raichu is there as a Pyroar and a Veltal counter. And it's pretty obvious Michael doesn't play a Veltal, you know. Well, it's not obvious, I guess. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Todd needs Pokemon here other than Raichu. He couldn't evolve now even if he wanted to, and he just needs that Virizion in play right now to start, 1, doing damage, and 2, powering stuff up with its Emerald Slash attack. Anyway, so he ended up getting the Virizion there. It's just a little glary. I'm sorry for that. As I've said in many previous videos, I have no control over lighting and stuff like that. If you have suggestions like place a cardboard paper over the light, I can't do that. The lights are 25 feet up in the air. It's like a warehouse in there. Anyway, he attaches a grass energy to VirGen EX and passes. Now that Sableye can easily knock out the Pikachu with a Muscle Band and Confuse Ray, but that's probably not what Michael wants. He wants that Pikachu to just dwindle down. We see the Palpad putting in the Professor Juniper in an N. Palpad is not seen too much. I thought it would see a bit more play than it has been, but people seem to be content with just going through their supporters a bit methodically like they've been doing for a while. And now we see Floatstone on the Trubbish. All it needs now is a Garbodor, and all of a sudden Garbotoxin is in play, which shuts down Genesect and, well, Jirachi if it ever comes into play. But Michael doesn't even know that Todd here runs Jirachi. We do because we saw it in his opening hand, but Michael doesn't. Doesn't matter. He sees the VirGen, he knows there's probably a Genesect in there. Best to shut down the red signal. Just so then Todd isn't able to play Pokemon Catcher and bring something up that Michael wants to keep safe on the bench. So, let's see. Michael played N there. They both get 6 new cards. Considering N was Michael's last card, oh man, that's a Crushing Hammer and a Heads. That is incredibly huge. I cannot express how huge that is. Well, especially this early game. VirGen just needed 1 more energy to attack. Now it needs 2. And that basically shuts down Todd's deck if he's unable to get the energy into play fast enough. He needs to attach 2. That's just a given. But after you attach those 2, you're able to basically attack and start attaching unlimitedly. But anyways, so there, Sableye used Junk Hunt, and that was the end of the turn. Pikachu takes another 10 from Poison, or I'm sorry, another 30 from Poison now because of Burbank City Gym. And unfortunately, unless Todd can retreat that Pikachu, it's going to be knocked out going into Michael's next turn, which is never ideal, ever. However, off of that end, he did get 2 Genesects and a Pikachu, and he attached another Grass Energy to VirGen. Oh, I believe Michael got a Crushing Hammer out of his Junk Hunt, but there Todd played an N, which shuffles it back into Michael's deck, which makes it absolutely useless. Of course, Michael probably plays for Crushing Hammer. It is called Hammertime, after all. But still, makes it that much harder for Michael to get the hammer to start knocking off those Grass Energy on VirGen. And if Todd can get 1 more Grass Energy onto VirGen next turn, and if this one stays put, all of a sudden he's in the best of positions you can ask for. Genesect cannot use Red Signal if the Garbodor comes in play, but it's not in play yet. So it could use Red Signal. Not right now, of course, because he already attached for turn. Plus, there's nothing he could really go after because Dark Cloak is still in effect. We do see the Sky Arrow Bridge. It will not save Pikachu unless he evolves into Raichu. Ooh, he just evolved into Raichu. And now all of a sudden he can retreat and the poison's out. So that Pikachu was saved by evolution. Not that it mattered. He ended up not retreating anyway. Oh! That's horrible. Crushing Hammer, got rid of the Grass Energy, and there's a Burbank City Gym. Michael seemed to really benefit from that end. Bicycles for 1, got a Darkrai, he's going to play that. Has another Crushing Hammer in his hand, he's unable to play that even if he wanted to, and he probably would want to if he could, but there's no energy in play on Todd's side. He's just going to Junk Hunt for Crushing Hammer and Bicycle. And now Todd is in a predicament. If he could get a double colorless energy, all of a sudden he could knock out the Sableye and take a prize, which is huge. But I don't know if he even runs double colorless energy. Usually you just use VirGen to power up Raichu with Emerald Slash. He plays another end, praying that Michael is unable to draw the Crushing Hammer. The Crushing Hammer and so many heads at that. Oh man, that's just shutting down his deck really, really fast. Could, of course, use Red Signal here, but there's no reason to. Everything on Michael's side is free retreat so long as he gets the Darkness Energy on it. The Sableye and the Darkrai that don't have energy, and that's got to be really easy with so many Darkness Energy flying around. A Red Signal is useless. He needs to attach a Grass Energy to that VirGen to start powering it up, and just hope one of these days Michael's unable to knock it off with Crushing Hammer. If there's ever a turn where he gets 2 energy on the same VirGen, then he's in a good position. But until that day comes, he is in a not so good position. Right now, Michael is just knocking off energy, getting stuff on his bench setup, and having a field day. Todd didn't even draw an energy off of the end of 6. He's going to play the Skyro Bridge to knock out that VirBank. That's very good, though. VirBank, you're unable to get VirBank back with anything except for Dowsing Machine, which you can only ever run one of. So if he knocks out those VirBanks enough, all of a sudden, that's a little less damage that Michael's going to be able to do. Let's see, Michael placed down his final Darkrai EX on the bench. I don't know if he got a Crushing Hammer off of that. Well, it didn't matter because Todd didn't attach an energy anyway. He's going to attach a Darkness Energy to Darkrai. If I were him, I'd Junk Hunt here, but I don't know what for. He could definitely... Oh, he's going to Lysander. He's going to bring up probably the VirGen. Yep. He's like, well, if I can't keep knocking the energy out, then I'll just start putting damage on that thing. The Hammertime really shuts down VirGen, especially if you're able to keep knocking those energy off really fast. The only counter to that really is playing like a Plasma Badge and Colress Machine. And no one does that. They just rely on attaching twice to VirGen and using VirGen to power up their deck. If they're unable to get VirGen powered up, though, that is a problem. Anyway, Todd used Startling Megaphone there. Now there's even less of a threat of a Garbodor coming out. He's going to use Professor's Letter. Or was that Energy Retrieval? No, that's Super Rod. I'm sorry. He's going to Super Rod. He's going to Super Rod 2 Grass Energy back into his deck. Probably just so that there's a better chance at him hitting them off of his next support or whatever that is. Pardon me while I take a quick drink. I've been recording these commentations all day. Oh, water is my friend. Anyway, so... he really doesn't have a hope here. He's just got to... Well, he could definitely just retreat the VirGen. But Michael probably plays more than one Lysander. And if he doesn't, maybe he'll play Pokemon Catcher. Anyway, so Todd played Professor Juniper there. Got 2 Grass Energy. He's going to evolve his other Pikachu into Raichu as well. I think he's seriously considering just attaching energy to Raichu now. It's doing more damage, even though it's not going to make for energy acceleration. It seems a whole lot safer than attaching to VirGen. But no, he's just going to attach to the Genesect EX with no damage and pass. Michael, I don't see a Crushing Hammer. He is going to Ultra Ball here. There is a Crushing Hammer on the bottom of his deck. Not going to help him, but it is there. He's going to Ultra Ball for another Trubbish. I think he was probably looking for Garbodor. Or maybe he was just looking for stuff, but I didn't see a Garbodor in his deck, so if he runs enough of them, they're all in his discard pile. Or not in his discard pile, in his prizes. So he's going to attach a Muscle Band to Darkrai and use Professor Juniper. Put that Trubbish in his discard pile. He's probably just looking at his deck with the Ultra Ball to see what he has. He's going to attach another Darkness Energy to Darkrai. Contemplating what else to do. Does he want to... Well, he has to knock out this VirGen now. Or he could just retreat into Sableye and Junk Hunt. He's probably thinking now, I have so many options. What's the one that just appeals to me right now? And there he just Ultra Balled again. As you can see, no Garbodor in his deck. They're all in his prizes. I don't believe there are any in his discard pile. He's probably just Ultra Balling there just to be doubly sure that there was one in his prizes. In which case he would need to draw one off his prizes now. He drew 2 Crushing Hammer. Ah, another Heads! Oh, that's cruel. Wow. He biked for 2 Crushing Hammer and he didn't even need to play both to get rid of that energy. Todd hasn't been able to get more than 2 energy in play at a time now. And let's see, Michael just used Night Spear, put 30 on the Genesect, and knocked out the VirGen. Took 2 prizes. I wonder if he got a Garbodor off of that. It doesn't matter. Red Signal's useless, he knows that. And let's see. Todd just benches another VirGen, attaches energy, probably prays that Michael doesn't have a Crushing Hammer, which we know he does. Oh, and that's a nice Colress for 9. That's very nice. Colress can get you anywhere from 0 to 10. The more the better, usually. I can't think of too many situations where you want less, unless you're in danger of decking yourself out. There are probably some situations where I'm just not thinking about. But anyway, he's going to get 9 awesome cards here. Got a Enhanced Hammer, which is useless, Jirachi, which is useless this turn at least, Ultra Ball, Grass Energy, Plasma Energy. Well, Energy Switch. Right now, out of all of those that he just got, he can play Ultra Ball, but nothing else. He could play Energy Switch, but it's useless. He's probably just going to pass the turn here and hope that Michael doesn't have Crushing Hammer. He's just passing, and Michael got Crushing Hammer, heads. Good grief. Of course, Hammertime will still be around after the format change, but it loses so much. It loses Sableye, it loses Enhanced Hammer. Did I say Crushing Hammer? I meant Hammertime, the deck. It loses Enhanced Hammer. Basically, all you got is 4 Crushing Hammer, 1 Dowsing Machine, and Team Flare Grunt, and that's all that you've got. Sableye has always been really good at getting those hammers back. Now, without Sableye, Hammertime is probably not going to see any play. And if it is, you're going to have to find a whole lot of ways to make it work, and ways that just don't exist, I think. Anyway, but for now, while it's still in format, even for another 2 weeks, it is cruel. Especially to decks like this that need 2 energy to do anything. It's pretty bad against Empoleon, which only ever needs 1 energy, and you've almost always got enough energy. But anyway, so there Michael used his Lysander to pull up the Genesect. He used Dowsing Machine to get Lysander, which tells me he only runs 2 in his deck. And let's see, he's got 2 Professor Juniper in his hand, which he's unable to use now because he just used Lysander. And he's just going to Night Spear here for 110, put that Genesect up to 140, and put 30 on the VirGen. Todd drew another energy here, still useless, but he's going to attach it and hope that Michael doesn't have Crushing Hammer. Thing is, Michael has actually discarded several Crushing Hammer now after using them, and he hasn't used Sableye in a while to bring them back into his hands, so maybe there's a chance. And I'm sure Todd will take that chance wherever he is. You know, he's 2 prizes down, and he has a lot of energy all over the place, but this is still, there's a slight chance he can come back from this. If he can just get that second energy onto VirGen EX, and then start using Emerald Slash to power up anything, and then maybe there is a chance after all. Anyway, so he's going to Skyla there for Colress Machine and get the Plasma Energy in play. Now he has 2 energy in play, but not on the same Pokemon. I'm sure he probably was hoping that he had, I don't know what he was hoping for. He's probably just thinking, well, I'll just put so many energy out there that he'll be unable to knock them all off at once. And right now I think that's true. I think Michael has 3 Crushing Hammer in the discard pile. And there we see just a pass from Todd. And Michael has 2 Professor Junipers in his hand. Didn't get to see what his last card was that he drew off of his top deck there. It was in. Well, he's going to play in then. Well, definitely better to play it now. And his deck is getting a tiny bit thin, so he's probably a bit worried about decking himself out. You can get to within 1 prize of winning and then deck yourself out. That's the most horrible way to lose. It's by just miscounting the number of cards in your deck or being a little too confident that you'll take your knockouts before you lose your deck cards. But anyway, so played in there. He's going to get 4, and Todd is only going to get 6. No, he's going to get 6. Oh, Michael got 2 Crushing Hammers. There's a heads. There goes the Grass Energy on VirGen. And do we see the other Crushing Hammer? He might play it. He might get rid of that Plasma Energy. Maybe he doesn't feel like it. The other card in his hand is Juniper, which he couldn't use anyway. He's not even going to play the Crushing Hammer. He's going to wait for Todd to put on another Grass Energy. And Night Spear's knocking out the Genesect and putting 30 on the other Genesect. Oh man, now that Genesect is in range for knockout, if it ever comes up, that would be a Night Spear plus Muscle Band. That would knock it out. Genesect has 60 damage on it, 170 HP total. And oh man, attached another Grass Energy to Genesect. Finally a Tails on the Crushing Hammer. First Tails of the game. We see the Garbodor come out. That must have been one of his prizes, but there's no tool. So Garbotoxin is not in effect. Again, not that it matters. Oh man, Michael is just having a field day. But that's what Hammertime does. That just shuts down your opponent's deck, and now Michael's down to one prize. And Todd is going to promote this Genesect EX. He has the energy in hand to do Megalo Cannon. He didn't draw for his turn. Oh, there he goes. He has Jirachi EX, which would be useless. He's going to Skyla here, probably going to get the G-Booster. Finally take 2 prizes. And there's the G-Booster. It's in the glare, but it is G-Booster. So, G-Booster, take 2 prizes, but there's another Darkrai coming. He's lost. He just wants to take 2 prizes. He just wants to say that he attacked for something this game. But yeah, that is basically gonna do it. Oh, he thought he had to discard G-Booster there and when he played it, but no. These aren't like the old school TMs. Anyway, so Michael just promotes his Darkrai and wins. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Michael won this tournament. Todd ended up coming in third. Jordan, who I featured in turn 1, came in second. Round 1 came in second, and I personally came in fourth. So I hope you all enjoyed this short series. I hope to have many more battle videos up in the near future. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.